So I made a video earlier this week going over Ferrari's troubles on the track, and now we might have a good reason why that is, because there's a big issue when it comes to simulator data for the Scuderia. They were very much wanting to be the top team in Formula 1, and a lot of people, including myself, were thinking they're definitely going to be in the mix again this year for the Constructors' Championship. However, finishing 8th and 10th in the opening round in Australia and qualifying on the front row before that very much does put a lot of doubt on those title aspirations, not only for the team but also for their two drivers, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. So let's have a look. They're apparently working hard to fix this problem, and this would very much explain why the on-track performance is not matching up with the off-track expectations. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com as always, guys. Ferrari has been hard at work in the Maranello simulator to fix a flaw that reportedly led to an inappropriate setup baseline in Melbourne, according to Italy's La Repubblica. All the pre-season hype of a potential World Championship challenge for Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc fizzled last week as the 2025 season began in Australia. "We made a mistake with the setup," team boss Frederick lamented. Ahead of this weekend's Chinese Grand Prix, insiders are reporting that Ferrari's simulator churned out incorrect numbers before Melbourne, leading to flawed ride height settings and the wrong rear wing selection. That makes sense now. I saw someone comment recently, one of my regular commenters on YouTube, say that, oh, their wet weather setup was just a ride height thing. Now that makes sense. I understand what you're talking about now, sir. Max, I believe your name is. So it's not Max Verstappen, unless it is. I wonder if it is. That'd be interesting. Anyway, it's not. But yeah, that makes sense now. I understand that reference to Captain America style. The problem, however, could have been even deeper than that. I spoke to Fred Vasseur, former Haas boss Gunter Steiner told F1Insider.com. He was a bit disappointed with the development over the winter. He also thought they were closer. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher is concerned that a third consecutive failure for Vasseur to deliver title-winning cars could spell the trouble for his position. "I strongly assume if they don't move in the direction of the World Championship and aren't fighting for many race victories, that Ferrari will turn over every single stone," he told Sky Deutschland. "That would be a great shame, as I believe Fred Vasseur is the right person at the right place." The 7-time world champion admitted he is still adjusting to a vastly different car, but there also was obvious signs of tension between Hamilton and his race engineer, the experienced Riccardo Adami, on the radio in Melbourne. "The honeymoon is over," Steiner declared after Melbourne. "Now he has to perform." Hamilton told reporters that Adami, who previously engineered for Carlos Sainz and Sebastian Vettel before that, did his best in Australia. "Generally, I'm not one that likes a lot of information in the race unless I need it. I'll ask for it," he said. "But he did his best and will move forward." Schumacher warns that even Hamilton cannot get too comfortable in red. At Ferrari, no one is safe, he said, and that also applies to the drivers. He is not wrong. Italians are not famed for making these decisions perhaps a bit prematurely, and I do agree with what Schumacher's saying. Actually, I do think that if Fred Vasseur doesn't deliver at least at a minimum a championship challenge this season, he'll be out the door. Think of Maurizio Arriva-Bene. He was gone after, what season? 2016, was it? I think it was. As soon as the car started to decline, the same thing happened to Mattia Binotto as well. Of course, the guy who's the head of Sauber these days too. So Ferrari will not be afraid to pull the trigger. They will do that very much. And I don't think that'd be the right move either. I agree. I think he's a good team principal. And I think as well, what might actually save this is his relationship with Sir Lewis Hamilton, because if Vasseur goes, and Vasseur was a key reason behind Hamilton signing with Ferrari, if he goes, Hamilton might go too. Now, I'm sure there'll be some people saying, well, good, he's overrated, he's washed. Let's give the guy time. One race, and he wasn't that far off a shot. Let's be real here. The problem mainly for Ferrari is the car, and yeah, if they've had a data problem in their simulator thing, then that's a big problem. That is a huge issue, and that would explain why they struggle so much. So if they know the problem and they can address it for China, then in theory they should come further up the grid. But are Ferrari in panic stations? Are they in serious trouble? Well, going off of last weekend, I think so, and you can find out more about that with a link at the end of this video. If you're on YouTube, if you're on one of the other platforms, just go search it up, or go search up any of our other videos as well. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Is this an easy fix for Ferrari, or is this going to be a real sign of things to come for the team from Maranello? your thoughts as always. I want to hear what you have to say. Like, share, comment, subscribe, guys, and let's hope we had a fantastic race this weekend in China. I'm really looking forward to it, even though it's another early one for us here in the UK, but not as early as Australia, thank God for that. So yeah, see you soon, guys. Have a fantastic weekend ahead.